Tonight from Fenway Park, the Red Sox go for a two-game sweep of the San Francisco Giants. On an evening, they can move into first place in the AL East. It's also the Boston debut of new left-hander Drew Pomeranz. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Yawkey Way. Great to have you with us. I'm Dave O'Brien. My partner is Jerry Remy. Gary Streisky joining us in just a couple of moments. And, Jerry, at the end of the first half, a big trade was made for the Boston Red Sox as Drew Pomeranz was acquired from the San Diego Padres by Dave Dombrowski. It's a trade the Red Sox really needed to make. Tonight he makes his Boston debut against a Giant team he's already faced 3 times.
Yeah, you know, and we were talking about this earlier, how why wait till the deadline, and Dombrowski did not do that. He had an all-star out there that he was able to get, and he went out to get him. And you see the numbers so far this season for Pomeranz. They've been pretty good. 8-7, a very impressive 2.47 ERA, 184 batting average against. And look at his last 3 starts, 2-0 with a 0.433 ERA. That's with the San Diego Padres. And of course, you know, when you think about Pomeranz tonight pitching for a new ball club, nerves become a part of it. It's only natural for a player to come to a new ballpark, new fans, new teammates, and you want to impress right away. So hopefully he can get to the first couple of innings nerve-free and then settle into his game.
Also pitching in those throwback uniforms to 1975. You really love those.
Oh, yes, they're very nice.
Right. So it's Pomeranz on the mound in his Red Sox debut with a victory and a Baltimore loss to the New York Yankees. The Sox would be back in first place by half a game in the American League East. But all eyes on Pomeranz, and it's coming up Game 2 with San Francisco. This is brought to you by BuyAToyota.com, Toyota's website for deals. Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. The 2017 Kia Sportage. Visit anykiadealers.com to learn more. By DraftKings, the official one-day fantasy baseball partner of your Boston Red Sox. Subaru Retailers of New England. By Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. And by Southwest Airlines, transparency, low fares, and nothing to hide. Beautiful night here in Boston, Fenway Park, Giants and the Red Sox. And the Sox in the month of July have really turned things around after a dreadful month of June in which they went 10-16. Now 10-3 for the month, hitting the ball at about the normal rate, frankly, for the season, scoring about 5.5 runs a game, a lot of extra base hits, and the pitching has been much, much better. Time to bring in Gary Streisky. Gary, a major change for the Red Sox at the end of games now because Koji Uehara, as you detailed earlier, is now on the disabled list.
Obi, you know, it's good to have a contingency plan, and Coach Uehara was exactly that when Craig Kimbrell found his way on the disabled list. It's also beneficial to have a contingency plan for your contingency plan, and that name is Brad Ziegler, a timely pickup for this Boston Red Sox team because now he's your 9th inning guy, according to John Farrell.
There may be some left-handed situations that if we're facing a string of left-handers, that could there be other options in that bullpen to close out? I don't want to just rule that out, but as far as building a game and working back to a closer, it's Brad in that spot.
So we're ready to rock with Brad Ziegler. I was actually talking to him just a little bit ago, and he was saying, listen, whatever these guys want me to do, I'm cool with coming in the 6th inning, but I'm also very used to and very cool with coming to close things out. That was actually before John Farrell made that announcement. So Ziegler well aware now that he is this team's closer going forward as Coach Uehara and Craig Kimbrell make their way back. And how about now Drew Pomeranz? Get used to the big lefty. In the 75 guard, we're going to see his Red Sox debut tonight as Boston looks to break out the mini brooms against the Giants. First pitch coming up.
Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, transparency, low fares, and nothing to hide. Red Sox and the San Francisco Giants, and that is Drew Pomeranz, 6'6", 240 pounds, 27 years old from Tennessee, about to make his Red Sox debut here tonight. And the Giants lineup he faces is brought to you by New England Chevy dealers. Denard Span will lead it off. Then it's Angel Pagan, Brandon Belt at first base. Buster Posey is the DH tonight. Brandon Crawford at shortstop. Mac Williamson in right field. Grant Green will be at second base. Trevor Brown the catcher. And Ramiro Pena is at third base and the number 9 hitter. Red Sox starting pitcher presented by your New England Audi dealers. With the San Diego Padres, Pomeranz was 8-7 with a 2.47 earned run average.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and they are 7th in the American League with 50 errors in 91 games. Travis Shaw will be at third base, and Bogart's the shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second. Hanley Ramirez, the first baseman. Left to right, Brock Holt, Jackie Bradley Jr., Mookie Betts. And doing the catching tonight, Sandy Leone.
Tonight's umpires are brought to you by ToyotaCertified.com. Stu Shearwater is at home plate with Mike Everett at first, Jordan Baker at second, Tim Timmons, the umpire, at third base. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP is presented by ToyotaCertified.com. Search for your factory-backed Toyota Certified used vehicle right now.
Buenas noches, amigos.
And the weather's just perfect. 80 degrees right on the nose. A bit of a breeze out to right at 12 miles per hour, but clear for the evening and just gorgeous for game 2. And we'll see what is in store for Pomeranz, acquired from the Padres from minor league pitcher Anderson Espinoza, just as Pomeranz was selected to his first All-Star team.
You know, Dave, you wonder what's going through his mind right now. I mean, a guy that's come from San Diego and into Boston, pitching at Fenway Park for the first time, new fans, new teammates, trying to make a big impression, and we'll see how it goes for him. Certainly the Giants, no strangers to him. He's faced them 3 times already this season, 0-2 with a 2.60 ERA.
His last start came against the Dodgers in Los Angeles, a 6-0 win, 7 innings, and he allowed just 2 hits, and he struck out 6. Denard Span will lead things off in these Giant throwback uniforms. They look a lot like the Orioles. He's hitting .251 with 4 homers and 30 runs batted in.
That's back to 1975 tonight.
No belts. And those look better in some guys than others, don't they?
Absolutely.
Helps to be a little fit. Pomeranz ready, and his first pitch with the Red Sox is high for ball 1, and we're underway. Red Sox pitchers have been dealing as of late. They have not allowed a run at home in the last 26 innings since July 9th against Tampa Bay.
Yeah, for Pomeranz, you'll see the fastball, a cut fastball, curveball, and changeup.
And the 1-1 to Span. Poke foul.
That's the cut fastball right there at 86 miles an hour. His fastball, his straight fastball, is about 91.
The big left-hander, number 2 in the majors in batting average against, allowing just a 184 clip, and he is 5th in earned run average. 1-2 is fouled away again.
Upstairs by design that time. You can see Sandy Leone give him the fastball. He wanted the ball up. It's exactly where he gets it, the fastball up high, but Span is able to foul it off down that third baseline.
Again, he's already faced San Francisco 3 times. He is 0-2 against them with a .260 ERA, and drops that one down into the dirt.
That's the curveball we were talking about, the first one he's thrown, and the ones that I have watched on video, Pomeranz, are very good. This one dropping down and out of the strike zone.
And the 2-2 to Span. That moves him back half a step. So to count 3 balls, 2 strikes. San Francisco with a 4-game losing streak. Bruce Bochy, the manager, said we just need somebody to get a big hit and inject some life into this offense. He said we're flat right now. We got to get on track very soon. The 3-2. And he walks him. A 7-pitch at bat, and he walks the first man he faces.
Well, as we mentioned last night, Span at first base can run. He's got 9 steals on the season, but he has been caught 5 times.
That'll send up Pagan, who had a couple of hits in game 1. He was 2 for 4 last night, and he is 2 for 10 against Pomeranz. And Pomeranz has not faced San Francisco in a while. You have to go all the way back to the 23rd of May when he gave up 2 hits in 7 innings against them. And he deals a strike.
Cut fastball that time right at the top of the strike zone for Pomeranz.
Brandon Belt on deck. And the 0-1 pitch to Pagan, who can also run. Outside.
Red Sox playing it pretty much straight up all over the outfield, the infield against Pagan. And certainly a double play depth as the second baseman and shortstop are in about 3 or 4 steps.
Pagan has been on 2 of their World Series teams. The 1-1. And that'll drift down and in. Curveball again at 79, but he missed with it. There's a lot of baseball in the family for Pomeranz. His great-grandfather pitched in the major leagues in the 1920s. The 2-1. Big swing and a miss.
That's his go-to pitch right there, the cut fastball. They say that's really what turned his career around. The ability to throw the cut and learn the cut fastball and throw it. And that's a good one right there, right under the hands of Pagan.
Span on at first base, getting a decent lead. And the new acquisition with a 2-2 to Pagan. Runner holding. And a little looper toward right field, but that is going to drop foul. The Orioles are at Yankee Stadium. Their game is underway. Toronto has already won big today at Arizona 10-4. But no score in that Yankee and Baltimore game. Red Sox are a half game out. And Pomeranz taking his time to deliver a 2-2. Line drive caught by Ramirez. A nice play as he lunges to his right to backhand it.
Yeah, that stops a first and third situation right there because Ramirez holding the run around. They watch him bounce off and have to go across his body to make the catch. If that ball gets by him, you're talking about first and third instead of now 1 out with the man still at first base. Nice play by Hanley Ramirez. Once you hold that man on, once the pitch is going into the plate, you've got to bounce off that first base bag about 2 or 3 steps. That's exactly what Hanley did. Able to make the play.
So 1 man gone for Brandon Belt, first baseman, 287, 10 homers, 47 driven in. He is 0 for 6 lifetime against the Red Sox lefty Pomeranz. Goes after the first pitch very aggressively and fouls it away.
Yeah, Red Sox have the shift on in the infield. 3 players on the right side. Bogaerts, the only player left, moving back now. He was in on the grass until the count went to 0-1. Now he moves back. Right now, Pedroia is telling Bogaerts if he takes off, you've got to cover third base.
The 0-1 runner holding, and it's fouled back.
Little fake that time at first base by Denard Span. You can see Leone coming up quickly out of his crouch on that pitch just in case.
Belt really scuffling since the All-Star break. He is 0 for 16 since the second half got underway with 8 strikeouts. Batting average has plummeted from 302 to 287. And the 0-2. Snap toss down to first. A tag safe. Span diving back in, getting him with that hand.
That's close right there. Very close play. And, you know, you're taught to dive back as far away from the tag as you can, and he did. He did get those fingers in before the tag. But when you come back to first base, always try to slide, if you're coming back head first, to the outfield side of the bag. That makes the tag longer for the first baseman.
1 out, 1 on. No score here in the first inning, and a check swing and a pitch down into the dirt, blocked by Leone.
Now, right now, Pomeranz having trouble getting that curveball over for a strike. He's thrown about 4 of them so far. Almost got the chase that time by Belt.
And as you say, loves the curveball. 39% of the time he's throwing it. See what he does on 2-2. Runner goes. Ground ball to first. Hanley gets the certain out there. Down to second is Span. And they're a 2 away. This greater coverage of baseball is brought to you by T-Mobile, Major League leaders ERA this month, and Pomeranz is at 0.64. So in that conversation with Strasburg and Scherzer, not too shabby. Does have a runner now in scoring position, though, for Buster Posey, who hits him very, very well. 6 for 13, 2 home runs against Pomeranz. A base open.
Buster Posey, a catcher, getting to DH tonight here in the American League ballpark.
2 down and a ball. Posey was 0 for 3 last night. But facing a guy he likes to see. Crawford on deck. And Span, the runner at second. And a 1-0. Ball 2. Pomeranz facing Matt Cain tonight. These two actually competed on rival high school teams in Tennessee. Cain went to Houston High in Tennessee. Pomeranz to Collierville High. And their moms, Dolores Cain and Lisa Pomeranz, are actually good friends. Here's the 2-0. High fly right center on the move. Jackie Bradley, time to get there, and makes the play. And Pomeranz is out of the first. He strands a man at second base. Sox coming up. Betts, Pedroia, and Bogarts. Red Sox lineup is brought to you by buyatoyota.com, Toyota's website for deals. It'll be Betts, Pedroia, Bogarts, then David Ortiz, Hanley Ramirez, and Jackie Bradley. Travis Shaw at third, Sandy Leon doing the catching, and Brock Holt is in left field. The Giants starting pitcher presented by Buick is Matt Cain. 1-5, a 5.34 ERA. He missed the previous 29 games with a hamstring injury. So just coming off the DL tonight, and the Giants, frankly, are really not sure what they're going to get out of him. As Mookie Betts stands up and takes a strike.
Now fastball, curveball, slider, and changeup for Matt Cain.
Mookie hitting .299 and pops this one up on the infield. Third baseman Pena near the mound to snatch that for the out.
The Giants defense is brought to you by DraftKings, and they are 5th in the National League. 51 errors on the season. Romero Pena at third base. Brandon Crawford, the shortstop. Grant Green at second, and Brandon Belt, the first baseman. Left to right, Angel Pagan, Denard Span, and Matt Williamson. And Trevor Brown doing the catching.
Cain 6'3", 230, now 31 years old. And facing Dustin Pedroia, who will take a strike. They have faced each other before. Pedroia is 0 for 3 against him. No score here in the first.
Only 3 guys in the Red Sox lineup have faced him: Pedroia, Ortiz, and Ramirez.
That's right by everybody to the backstop. Bogarts on decks. The Red Sox are 13 games above 500 to match their season high. A win tonight would give the Red Sox 5 consecutive series wins. Here's the 1-1. Right to the third baseman. Gobbled up by Pena. 2 down. Now, Cain's been a successful guy in the past, 3-time All-Star. He tossed a perfect game, the first in franchise history, on June 13th of 2012. That was against Houston.
It's got the injury bug over the last couple of seasons.
Xander Bogaerts now 318, 11 homers, 59 driven in. He was 1 for 4 last night in the Sox victory, and a breaking ball in there, a strike. Well, you walk around Fenway Park in a day like today with the Giants in town, and there are Giant fans everywhere. As that has popped up, this is going to be a fast inning for Cain. Belt in foul ground to grab that. The Red Sox go very quickly on about a half dozen pitches, 7 pitches actually. 1, 2, 3. A's Ticket is Boston's trusted source for Red Sox tickets, with the best seats at the lowest prices, all to 200% guarantee. Treat yourself for someone special by visiting aceticket.com or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. Red Sox and the Giants, no score after 1. Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien with it. Pomeranz did walk the first man he faced, but then got the next 3 in order. And now we'll take on Brandon Crawford, their fine shortstop, hitting .274 with 9 home runs. Although he is 0 for 9 against Pomeranz in his career. Williamson on deck, and then Green. That one ripped toward the wall. Racing back, Brock Holt. He's going to have to play it off the green. It'll actually go to Bradley heading into second base. The throw is cut. And diving in with a double is Crawford.
Bradley'd like to have that throw back again because it was off target. If that ball's on target at second base, he's got an excellent chance of picking up his 11th assist of the season. But it's going to be off to the left side where it's going to have to be cut off by Bogaerts. There's the cutoff. You see where Pedroia was going, but had that ball been on target, Crawford would have been out at second base.
So Crawford with his first career hit against Pomeranz, his 17th double. And now you hear the Giant fans really spring to life. They were quite silent last night as Williamson gets in. Inside for ball 1. They are everywhere. They came to Fenway in force. Williamson hitting just .222 with 4 home runs. Big guy swings hard just like that. He's 6'4", 240.
That fastball at 91 miles an hour from Pomeranz. His strikeout high in the season is 10. He's done that twice.
So that is on the line. The Red Sox have not allowed a run at home the last 27 innings. Nobody out, a runner at second. 1-1, a late cut on a 91-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, that time he elevates the fastball up and away from Williamson. Tough pitch to catch up to as a hitter. Looks good. Tough to make contact.
And Pomeranz with a 1-2 to Williamson. Could not get him to offer.
A little bit extra on that one at 93 miles an hour. Tried to get him to chase again upstairs.
Grant Green, the second baseman tonight, on deck. And a 2-2 from the southpaw. He got him. He came back to strike him out with another heater, his first K with the Red Sox.
A very big strikeout for Pomeranz because it leaves the man at second base. I mean, ideal in this situation as a hitter, you're trying to move that runner along to third base and get him there with less than 2 outs. That did not happen with the strikeout.
One man away for Green, hitting .265 with 1 home run. Right-hand hitter out of the University of Southern California. He's played for Oakland and the Angels before coming to the Giants. And that's a strike.
That's a good curveball right there. That's the one we were talking about. And he picks up the inside corner with. Starts up high and drops down right about the knees.
Crawford at second, the 0-1. Late cut, grounded foul to make it 0-2. Pomeranz was the Indians' #1 pick back in 2010 out of the University of Mississippi. His dad played there as well. And when Pomeranz was about 11 years old, his father taught him that curveball, which he has carried on to the big league level. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Liner, another nice play off the hop by Ramirez. He'll go to the bag and get the out. Crawford safely down to third, but that's the second one that Hanley Ramirez has made tonight.
Yeah, the first one saved the first and third situation. This one saves a run. This ball hit very hard to Hanley's left, but he's able to make it on the in-between hop and get the out at first base. Very nice play there by Ramirez. That ball just about by him, and that saves a run.
So Green robbed, and Trevor Brown is next. He's their #2 catcher, with Buster Posey the DH tonight. He's 1 for 1 against Pomeranz in his career. 2 down, runner at third base, and that is ball 1. Brown broke into the majors last year. Hit just .231 in 13 games. He'll eye a strike. He loves that hook. Another one there for a strike to make it 1-1.
Back to the curveball again, it looks like.
The 1-1 pitch. Check swing, and that one missing down low. Ramiro Pena on deck, the number 9 hitter. Crawford doubled to begin the inning, now 90 feet away. Here's the 2-1. And he takes a strike.
That's 3 straight curveballs by Pomeranz. This time he drops it in for the strike. Tumbling effect to it.
He struck out Williamson. Looking for another K here. The 2-2 on the way. And he got him. He struck him out looking. He went to the fastball to Phantom. And they strand that runner at third base. After 1.5, no score at Fenway. Fans, don't miss NESN Live weekdays at 5:30 on NESN. Get your daily dose of news on your favorite New England sports teams. NESN Live presented by Cross Insurance. Well, no score after 1.5. Red Sox coming up with Ortiz, Ramirez, and Bradley against Matt Cain, who has been on the disabled list a couple of times this year because of hamstring issues. Big Poppy with a home run here last night, number 23. And number 526. It came against his old buddy Jake Peavy, who said, I would have liked to have pitched that game without David Ortiz in it. It was a really nice moment in the game where Peavy was saluted by the fans with a video tribute, but he paid no attention to it as that one's fouled back. 1-1. He was really locked in.
David Ortiz last night in the 4th inning got that cut fastball right there from Peavy. And I was thinking about that home run last night on the way home. You see how deep that is? Down almost down the exit sign, down the runway. And then I thought about the one that Williams hit. I mean, I don't know how you can hit a ball harder than what David Ortiz hit that last night. Talking about that red seat that's somewhere 3 miles from home plate.
502 feet. The 2-1. And that'll miss for a ball, but barely. Down 3 balls and a strike. I can't imagine what that must have looked like to go 502 feet.
I can't imagine it happened.
You're not alone. The 3-1. And he'll take ball 4. So Ortiz is on to begin the 2nd inning. And there are many who believe that over the years, they moved it back another row and back another row.
The problem is, if you talk about that and you say it's not possible, you get all the people who absolutely love Ted Williams, just ripping you to death. But as a player, when you stand there and look out there, and when you've been here for as many years as I've been here, I've never seen anything come even close to that.
And you've seen some great hitters.
Great, and I'm talking about even in batting practice.
Right. And Ramirez, 288 homers, 48 runs driven in, as he will take a strike. And I love Ted Williams. I read all the books about Ted Williams. I've read all his books. I mean, I love Ted Williams. I still don't see anybody hitting a ball up there.
I don't either. I mean, it's I couldn't reach it throwing it from right field.
Here's the 0-1. Jackie Bradley on deck. Now the next time that Big Poppy comes up, what we might do? We have a wireless camera, which means we can send it up there to that red seat.
Right.
Just so you can get a look how far it is back to home plate, which isn't a view that everybody sees or gets. 2-1 now on Ramirez.
But my feeling always was when I played here, when I saw a left-handed hitter hit the ball over the bullpen areas. Over the bullpen areas, that ball was crushed. That was my opinion from second base. Now we're talking about another, I don't know how many feet, that I've never seen anything in the world come close to that.
Talking about another area code. Ortiz leading and popped up foul off first base. Belt ranging, but no play for him into the camera well. Gary Streisky had an opportunity there, I thought, to maybe make that play. Striker.
I saw it coming, bearing down, but there was some obstruction next to me. They were just doing their job. I tried to make the play. My bad. My bad.
Nice try, though, Striker. At least you gave it an effort. Most people duck the other way.
I stared danger straight in the face. Danger one.
Most people look the other way, like us up here. No score in the second, and the 2-2. Ball 3.
That's a tough pitch to lay off for Hanley Ramirez. That fastball down, very close to being a strike inside. Very tough to hit, very tough to take. Fortunately, just off the inside corner for Ramirez.
He's faced Cain a lot as Bradley waits on deck. 13 for 47, 277, 2 homers, and gets a piece of that one. Hanley in his days with the Dodgers, of course, getting to see Cain frequently. Cain, the only current Giant who was on the roster the last time that San Francisco played here at Fenway Park in 07. That was a 3-game Red Sox sweep. He took a tough loss to Daisuke, 1-0. He went 7 innings. High fly ball that's driven deep to right field. Williamson back to the bullpen, leaps into the pen, and it's gone. They both are. And the Red Sox take the lead 2-0. Hanley Ramirez going yard to the opposite field. And he carried the right fielder for the Giants into the bullpen with the baseball.
Now Hanley Ramirez right there shows you how strong he is, taking that ball to the opposite field into the Red Sox bullpen. A fastball away from him. Outside part of the plate. Gets the barrel of the bat out. And takes it deep into the Red Sox bullpen. What an effort out here by Williamson as he goes jumping into the Red Sox bullpen. He's okay. And Robbie Ross actually caught that. So that makes 5.5 that he's caught this season. He has topped his limit.
He's won the bet as Jackie Bradley fouls that away. Speedway proud to be New England's first choice for value and convenience. For every Red Sox homer this season, Speedway donates $500 to Boston Children's Hospital. All summer long, you get any size fountain or frozen drink for just 69 cents. Tommy Lane had bet him it would not exceed 4 catches for Robbie Ross out there. As you mentioned, 5.5. They're only counting 1 Brock Holt home run as a half because it hit the top of the bullpen fence before it went in.
So unless I missed something over the weekend, which was Sunday night, that makes 5.5 now for Robbie Ross.
You are correct.
He
Guys,
is very proud of that.
I cannot tell you how upset Robbie was about missing the home run last night. I think it was the one that Brock hit. He said he tripped over something on the ground. He had it dead in his sights, stumbled. So that could have been potentially 6.5. But like Robbie Ross always does, redemption, his middle name. Robbie Redemption Ross. It's got a ring to it.
And Hanley powering one to the opposite field for his 9th home run to put the Red Sox in front against Cain. 2-2 to Bradley. Check swing foul. Tried to hold up there.
Well, we like to see Brady to Edelman, don't we? Well, we like to see Hanley Ramirez to Robbie Ross.
That's a big lid he carries around, by the way. Gary, how big is that hat size? Is that like an 8
It
something?
was 7 3/8.
Wow.
And the hint that he gave me was when he bears a ball down, he squares it up like he's in the batter's box. So it kind of just absorbs to him.
Bounded in the shift, and Crawford, the shortstop, will make the stab to get him. Let's go back to that replay on the home run.
You know, actually, Ross, that was a fairly easy one for him. He's made tougher plays than that. But he also had the guy jumping over the fence and falling over the fence to kind of distract him, but he never lost concentration.
Here's Travis Shaw now, 265, 10 homers, 50 runs batted in. One man out, 2 runs in. Did you see Steve Horgan out there doing his Big Papi grand slam move as well?
I did notice that.
Yeah. As Hanley hit it, and Williamson went hurdling, and there's another deep drive. Sucked to right, kiss it goodbye, way back there. Man, did he lean into that one, and the Red Sox lead it 3-0. Travis Shaw with number 11.
Oh, did Travis Shaw ever get all of that pitch? It's the fastball from Cain right down the middle of the plate, and look at that contact right on the sweet spot, and no question about it, as soon as he made contact, that ball is about maybe 15 rows up from the bullpen.
And Steve once again giving it that universal sign, she's gone. Sandy Leon, the hitter. And of course, one of the great all-time Red Sox moments, the Ortiz grand slam, game 2 of the ALCS, chopped foul earlier this season, voted one of the great moments in Sox history. Steve was all over it. Remember, Torrey Hunter went into the bullpen. Torrey Hunter told us earlier this season he actually suffered a concussion on that play, and no one knew about it at the time when Big Papi crushed that grand slam against the Tigers. Leon was 0 for 3 last night, and now he'll take a seat, called out on strikes on a breaking ball for the second out in the inning.
That good pitch there by Cain, the curveball to the outside part of the plate to pick up the strikeout. And you see it starts outside and just barely comes back to pick up the corner.
Red Sox with 2 home runs here in the second inning. That'll send up Brock Holt, who homered last night off of Jake Peavy. He's now hit safely in 8 consecutive games.
You talk about throwback uniforms. Brock's got the whole deal, man. He's got the socks and everything. Show double blue. The blue between the white stripes and the blue above. That's the old time uniform right there. They were the best looking socks in the big leagues.
This is what I grew up with right here.
Yeah, double blue.
Yep.
Got to show double blue.
So you'd go to your local sports department store and try and find those, wear them around the neighborhood, as that one is ripped the other way for a base hit. So Brock Holt has made it a 9-game hitting streak, and the Red Sox getting some very good swings against Matt Cain here in the second inning.
Yeah, that's no balls and 2 strikes, and he gets a changeup. So credit Brock Holt there, 0-2, to be able to stay back on the off-speed pitch and take it to the opposite field. That's not a bad pitch. That ball's down and away from Holt, but a beautiful swing. You see the head discipline right on contact.
So Mookie Betts will become the 7th Red Sox batter in the inning. He's 0 for 1 with a pop up to third. One of the interesting things about Mookie is he has yet to score a run in the second half. Red Sox have been winning games nonetheless, as he fouls that one back for strike. MLB.TV Premium is everything you've come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game of all 30 teams in true high def on over 400 supported devices. Visit MLB.TV for details. Albert Suarez already loosening in their bullpen. Another indication they just were not sure what they were going to get out of Cain tonight. And he's getting knocked around in this inning. Down 3-0. Line drive, base hit, right field. Holt takes off. He's going to round and head to third as the throw comes into second base, and the beat goes on for the Red Sox. Another hit.
Well, that's a good job by Mookie Betts. Dave Righetti coming out to have a conversation with Cain, but Betts gets on top of a high fastball. It's all hand discipline. Watch his hands get above the baseball this time and put that ball on a line. That's a pretty swing right there by Mookie Betts. You get underneath that ball, you pop it up. You get the hands on top of it, you put it on a line.
So 2 down. Pedroia will be the batter. Runners at first and third. A long conversation here. Righetti has actually exceeded the clock, which you don't see very often. And he is shooed back to his dugout. Cain came in 1-5, a 5.34 ERA. A lot of injury trouble this year. He's only gone an inning and a third, and he's allowed 3 earned runs. And Pedroia trying to keep the line moving in front of Xander Bogaerts. 0 for 1 with a ground ball to third. And there goes the runner at first. It's in there for a called strike and no throw. Betts down to second with a stolen base.
And I'm an attempted throw because Betts had such a good jump. They were not going to throw through and give that man at third a chance to score. Look at the catch. It doesn't even come out of the crouch. Plus, Betts gets the breaking ball. Didn't even have to slide at second base.
16 steals. He's only been caught once. So it's second and third. And across for a strike on Pedroia. Pedroia was 0 for 3 last night, but he also took a walk, and that means he has reached base in 22 consecutive games. Brock Holt at third, Mookie Betts at second, and 2 down. Cain still in deep trouble in the 0-2. Liner caught by the third baseman Pena. That was fair ball too, and that saved 2 runs. But the Red Sox get 3 runs. Home runs by Hanley Ramirez, number 9 to the opposite field, and Travis Shaw, who got all of that one. A gorgeous swing. 3-0 Boston.
This Saturday, join Nesson and runners from all over New England for an unforgettable experience at the 2016 Run to Home Base. It's a unique chance to race through scenic Boston and finish at home plate of America's most beloved ballpark while taking strides against the invisible wounds of war. Proceeds from the event fund the clinical care and counseling provided to veterans and their families. The 2016 Run to Home Base, presented by New Balance. For more information on how to donate, go to runtohomebase.org today.
It's a golden opportunity to discover what we learn on the track doesn't stay on the track. It just finds more street legal form. For a limited time, get some of the best offers of the year on our complete line of F-Sport performance vehicles at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Lease the 2016 IS 300 all-wheel drive for $329 a month for 36 months, and we'll make your first month's payment. See your Lexus dealer.
I'm a big fan of my Bank of America mobile banking app. I can manage my accounts, deposit checks, get alerts, pay my bills, and more. I'm a big fan of this team, too. In fact, I tried out to be the mascot. Apparently, I'm overqualified. I do not have an overbite.
Jack Link's Jerky presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Yeah. Hey! Hey! Looks good, doesn't it? Get it. Oh, yeah!
Jack Link's, feed your wild side.
Being in love is an amazing thing. Being in love with your best friend is everything. Ever Us. One diamond for your best friend, one for your true love. For the one woman who's both. Ever Us. Available at Zales, Jarrett, and Kay.
Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, and nothing to hide. Sox in front here, 3-0 over the San Francisco Giants. And Pomeranz beginning his third inning with some run support and facing Ramiro Pena. As we welcome in Alex Spear of 108 Stitches and the Boston Globe into our booth, as we do every Wednesday. Great to have you with us.
Good to be here. Thanks, guys. Good to see you.
Little pop-up on the infield, and a very busy man is Hanley Ramirez in front of the bag for the out. And one quick out. Now let's talk a little bit about the trade that brought Pomeranz from San Diego and Anderson Espinosa, a very highly regarded low minor league prospect. A lot of fans have been knocking this around. Was it too much to give away to get a guy like Pomeranz? What are your thoughts on that?
It's such an interesting trade because it's the type of deal that you almost never see made. A guy who's controllable for multiple years being dealt for a guy for one prospect. One guy who isn't even close to the major leagues, he's an A-ball right now, at least a couple years away, an incredibly highly regarded talent, an 18-year-old who throws 94 to 100 miles an hour, who shows a pretty good feel for a breaking ball, who shows what can be a very good changeup. That's the raw materials of a potential front-of-the-rotation starter, but he's so far away that you have no idea what he's going to be. There's a chance he's never in the big leagues. There's injury risk. There's the chance that his performance backs up. There's a chance that he could be a star. And it's the type of challenge trade, challenge may not be quite the right word, but the type of one-for-one trade you almost never see in these settings. So it makes it somewhat unique, and it's a kind of shared risk, because Pomeranz himself represents a risk given his limited track record as a starter.
And the multiple teams he has pitched on, as we talked about, the 1-1 on the way, and slap fouled by Span.
Alex, I agree with you. You know, we talked a little bit about it in our view from the booth tonight, and I always go for the making the deal. Because if you get a chance to win a pennant, you try to win a pennant. The Red Sox are a half game out of first place. You're getting deep into the season. There is an opportunity. How many times those opportunities come up? And who knows what's going to happen with an 18-year-old kid? He might be the greatest thing in the world 5 or 6 years from now.
You have an opportunity over those next 5 or 6 years to build the roster in a way that you might miss him. You might miss him a lot.
Yes.
But you can do other things between now and when he would be major league ready to put yourself in a pretty good position. Now, ultimately, you know, Pomeranz's performance is going to say a lot about whether it's a good deal.
Right. Exactly.
And he has a floor of being a really good left-handed reliever. It looks like he's more than that based on this year. The Padres also seem like they took a pretty good opportunity to sell kind of at the peak of his value, and he has a couple seasons under control. He emerged out of nowhere. He was supposed to be a bullpen guy for San Diego and emerged as an all-star. So that's a pretty the timing was right for them to make this move as well.
And don't you feel like Dave Dombrowski came on board to get the Red Sox back to postseason play? That was job one, to return to the playoffs, get out of the cellar after those last 2 dreadful seasons.
Undoubtedly, there's a considerable amount of value to the present, to the opportunity at hand. It's exactly what you're talking about, Jerry. When you're looking at the possibility that, let's say you get an extra win or 2 wins out of Pomeranz than you would have given the struggles of the 4 and 5 spots in the rotation.
Fly down the line, Holt looking for some room, diving into the stands, but he can't get to it on the foul ball.
That could vault you from, let's say, wild card contention to the AL East. It could vault you from out of the playoffs into the AL East or the wild card. There's enormous value in that for a franchise that's frankly been, you know, kicked a little bit over the last couple of years. They needed to kind of make those moves to reinforce for this season. There is immense value in that. There's also immense value in Espinoza, who they have incredibly high regard for. But it's so interesting because it's all of the risk is caught up in Espinoza. You look at, for instance, the Adrian Gonzalez trade a few years ago. It wasn't the lead prospect in that deal, Casey Kelly, who burned them. It was the second guy, Anthony Rizzo, who ended up really costing them down the road. There is no second guy in this trade.
The 2-2 to Span, and in there for strike 3. Caught him looking back to the breaking ball, which he loves so much. Span may disagree, but he strikes out.
Yeah, I think Span thought this ball might have been a little bit high. We'll take a look at the breaking ball and see where it is. It's a curveball, not as sharp as some of the others, but he must have believed that ball is a little bit high because it did have plenty of the inside corner.
That's a little bit of Rich Hill, the willingness to use that breaking ball at the top of the strike zone. That's pretty interesting. That I think that Pomeranz and Hill over the last couple of years have been as aggressive using their curveball as just about anyone in the game.
That means that Pomeranz is really into spin rate, because I know Rich Hill is.
He can spin it hard.
Yep. Pagan, the batter here, and he takes a strike. How about the other top Red Sox prospects? By the way, Moncada had quite a futures game. That blew everybody away. How about that home run in the futures game?
It was incredible, as was the stolen base that he had when he he was miles ahead of the throw to second base. He's leading the minor leagues in stolen bases. He's up to 11 homers this year. He is showing a lot of tools. It's just, he hit a ball that probably went 475 feet a couple of days ago, batting left-handed. In the futures game, it was a monstrous right-handed homer in his first exposure to a big league park. He's impressive.
Pagan 0 for 1. He is lined out to Hanley Ramirez, made a nifty play on it. Red Sox ahead 3-0 as we chat with Alex Spear, and that one ripped into left center field for a base hit. Bradley to cut it off in the alley, and Pagan has hit it hard twice, and he is on with a single, and right in front of Brandon Belt. So when you look at the other Red Sox prospects, do you think there's a good chance the Red Sox are going to hold on to those outside of Espinosa, of course, who's now been dealt for Pomeranz.
I think that Espinosa is the biggest name prospect that they're going to deal this year, and that's an awfully big name prospect. Most circles view him as a top 20 in all of minor league baseball talent. Again, that's not a guarantee of his future performance, but they really wanted to keep Yohan Moncada. They wanted to keep Andrew Benintendi, who's getting close to the big leagues, and even a Rafael Devers represents a pretty important prospect for the Red Sox, because that's a 19-year-old guy who shows power to all fields, which is a pretty rare trait. There's less risk with that kind of prospect profile than there is with an 18-year-old pitcher. So I think that my guess would be that it's going to be a little while before they deal from a prospect above Espinosa.
Very interesting. 2 down and a runner aboard. It's popped up here by Bell, who is 0 for 1 with a ground out to first base. Dave Dombrowski busier than any other general manager around the first half, at the end of the first half.
He got in front of a lot of these deals, and I've talked to some people around the baseball community, especially about the trade for Brad Ziegler, which obviously has anticipated a huge need for the Red Sox in this month. And they were honestly astonished that he was able to get Ziegler for the 2 minor league prospects, again, A-ball guys that he did in Jose Almonte and Luis Alejandro Basabe.
0-2 is down and in on Belt, really scuffling. He's 0 for his last 17 with 8 strikeouts.
There's actually a running joke in some major league circles. Luis Alejandro Basabe is a second baseman shortstop who is in Greenville. He's the twin brother of another Red Sox prospect, Luis Alexander Basabe, and there's some thought that the Diamondbacks thought that they were getting the one Basabe and accidentally asked for the other one. I think that might be more urban legend than anything.
I love the story, though. Here's the 1-2 pitch from the left-hander. Cut out and missed. He gets him. Another strikeout of Brandon Belt. 1 hit in the inning, 1 left. Alex, always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you.
Always great to get inside deep on the minor league system, a specialty of Mr. Spears. 3-0 Red Sox.
You hear that? That's the sound of our summer sale firing up its engines, with fares as low as $69 one way. So get ready to take off, because sale prices as low as these don't happen every day. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency.
Oh man, the show's pretty much over. Wish we could start it from the beginning. With DirecTV, you can.
You see, we got the power to turn back time. Let's start over, let's rewind, and let's go back and not quit the gym and have a chance to say goodbye to Grampy and Tim. Oh, that's the power to turn back time.
Get the ultimate all-included bundle. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
This summer, zero in on a Nissan. Save big with 0% for up to 72 months on Altima and Rogue, and no payments for 90 days. Plus, get $500 bonus cash or zero in on a low $179 per month lease on Rogue. Hurry, offers end soon. Get to Nissan, proud partner of the Boston Red Sox.
Hey, you know what makes my Aries reclining sofa and reclining love seat such an untouchable value? You get 1, 2, 3, 4 recliners. Both pieces only $9.99. Or power them all up and recline with the touch of a button. Both pieces only $11.99. Only at My Bob's Discount Furniture.
This is untouchable. Right, I'm so relaxed right now. You look divine. I want to visit the house. I don't want to leave. Hey, ladies, what are you doing for lunch?
Bound by Fenway Roots, David Ortiz, 47, and Nesson come together in Big Papi's final season, sharing stories and experiences with Red Sox Nation. Visit 47's Instagram to see what we're up to. I watched that episode earlier today, taking Big Papi back to his days in the Dominican Republic. It's outstanding stuff. And a real insight as to what drove him to get to the major leagues, and so many from the Dominican to reach the big league levels. Xander Bogaerts 0 for 1. He has popped out foul to first. Red Sox in front here 3-0 over San Francisco. Matt Cain still out there for his third frame. Ortiz on deck, and then Hanley Ramirez. The Red Sox have not had sole possession of first place since the end of play on the 4th of June. and have a chance to be back in first tonight by themselves by half a game. The Yankees do have a 1-0 lead over Baltimore in the 4th inning as the Sox lead here.
The Yankees all of a sudden playing pretty good baseball since beating the Red Sox on Sunday night.
2-1 waved at and missed on a sharp curveball. Cain was quite durable early in his career. He had not gone on the DL in any of his first 8 seasons, but the last couple of years he's been on the disabled list a lot. In fact, the last 4 years he's been on the DL 8 times. It's been very up and down this year when he has been healthy. 4 2/3, 8, 4 innings, then 7, all over the map. 3-2 on Bogaerts, who has been chilly with the bat. But there's a base hit. He's 1 for 2. And let's go to Gary Streisky up near the Ted Williams seat.
Guys, we had 2 minutes to get here, so myself and Brian were sweating, but 38 rows into the bleachers, we have arrived 502 feet as the beach balls come raining down, and a baseball years ago came raining up this seat, the famed red seat, where fortunately for us, nobody's sitting in today. So guys, this is a trek. Can you please send me some oxygen? Because really, we're legitimately out of breath.
Wow.
And David Ortiz is going to come pay us a visit, hopefully with home run number 24 on the season.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he does, then I'll believe.
Perfect. I'm trying to make a believer out of you, Jerry, so
I'm telling you, I mean, can you see home plate from there?
Hold on. Yeah, barely. Yeah, barely.
Jerry's not the only one you have to convince, as Ortiz, who walked and scored, takes a ball.
Whew. That was some serious steerage, guys.
Look at that.
I'll tell you what, Gary, if you take yourself down about 20 rows, 25 rows, that's where Travis Shaw hit his.
Perfect. We're going to pay that place a visit as soon as I catch my breath. Oh, you guys showing. Check out that 40 speed. I know Julian Edelman's in the building, so he's got to be impressed with those wheels.
Yeah.
And you got all kind of junk on you, too. You got the carrying stuff on your back and your neck.
How about Brian, our camera guy? He's like Tenzing Norgay here.
It's easier for him. He has shorts on. These things are like hugging my legs, weighing me down.
Here we go. Shot to center field, backing up Span, still on the run. On the track, he's there to make the play. It's the second time in 2 nights that Ortiz has sent him all the way back there. Span making the grab for the out.
That ball struck very well by David Ortiz, but Spanman able to go back to the warning track, make the play. David went in that direction last night with one that looked like it was going to go out of the ballpark, but the wind at that time kept it in. I'll tell you, got to give Bryman credit for running up there with that camera. I mean, you know, Gary's got all the earpiece and all that stuff, but look at Bryman. He's got the camera, and he's got to run up there following Gary.
He's lugging it. But that is up there.
Bright guy, bright man, bright guy. I mean, you know, it's bright guy.
Or just Brian. Ramirez with a 2-run homer into the bullpen in the second inning. Red Sox in front 3-0 in the third. Xander Bogaerts aboard at first base. He's running, and it's fouled at home plate. Is Gary being ejected from that seat? He's negotiating here. Are you being tossed out, Gary?
Well, no. I have a question. Do they sell this seat? Because I was actually shocked that nobody was in this seat. My dude to my left is also shocked.
I think I've seen people sitting in that seat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to evict anybody, but I'm glad I didn't have to. They do sell it. They do sell it.
I think they do sell it, yeah. I don't think it's open. Just tonight, up and in on Hanley in a count 1-1 Jackie Bradley on deck.
A little bit of a purpose pitch right there. You know, you got a guy that takes him deep to the opposite field last time on an outside pitch. Well, this time he runs it inside to Hanley to get him off the plate a little bit. Make him aware of the inside part of the plate.
Well, Bogaerts was on the move. Here's the 1-1. And he'll look him back. Red Sox looking for the 2-game sweep of the San Francisco Giants. They split with the Giants out west earlier this season. And Cain ready to toss on over.
Well, it looks like Xander wants to go. He's got himself a big lead, and I thought he was leaning a little bit. Had a little bit of weight on that right leg to try to pivot and get to second base.
Giants have lost 4 in a row. They still own the major's best record, though, at 57-37. The latest by calendar date that San Francisco has owned that distinction since 2000. Runner goes, and it's fouled back again. DraftKings is the official one-day fantasy baseball partner of the Red Sox. Experience the thrill of playing at DraftKings right now. Play free daily using the promo code NESSN at DraftKings.com.
Now Bogart's again taking off to second base, and you know, we had a good shot of him, had a very, very big lead. He was kind of leaning in that direction, almost giving it away a little bit. But the Red Sox feel like it can run on Cain. This combination of Cain and Brown. Saw Betts go earlier. There was no throw on him, and Bogart's has taken off a couple of times.
1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And taking your pitch off that time. Maybe he'll go on the 2-2 count.
With the home run, Ramirez has now hit safely in his last 10 games at home. Over his last 18 games overall, he's hitting over 340. And we'll see if in the second half his power picks up. Now 9 home runs. Here's a high fly ball deep into left center field. Back it goes, and that ball is out of here. He's done it again, his second 2-run homer in tonight's game, and that'll make it 5-0. I would say his power is picking up. Wow. Number 10 for Hanley. Well, he's had quite a night with a couple of outstanding defensive plays and now 2 blasts.
Yeah, he's having a great night. This time he gets the fastball in, and what does he do? He takes it to center field. If we get back-to-back shots of his 2 home runs, it'd be great, because you'll see where one pitch is away, he takes it to the opposite field, and then he gets one out over the plate and takes it to straightaway center field.
The Red Sox with 3 home runs in the last 2 innings to send Cain to the showers. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by Kia. Red Sox 5 and the Giants nothing.
With WB Mason's Pinpoint Delivery, you can have your orders delivered the same day for free. And our drivers will put them anywhere you want.
I love Post-it notes.
And WB Mason.
Call in a same day. WB Mason, local service, personalized.
At the Joseph A. Bank Save in Style event, get up to 70% off almost everything in the store, including Tropical Blend sport coats for just $119. Plus, take an extra 40% off all clearance, only at Joseph A. Bank.
What do you see when you look at this?
Estate planning. Asset diversification. Man's internal search for the unknowable.
You sound like a futurist.
It takes vision and thoughtful investment management to turn a blank canvas into a masterpiece.
You know, when it comes to art, you're a great banker.
Your financial well-being is my inspiration. At People's United Wealth Management, know-how starts with knowing you.
Sleepy's tax relief event is going on now. For the first time ever, get a discount equal to the state sales tax and up to 60% off every Sealy, Serta, and Beauty Rest mattress. Sleepy's, the only mattress professionals.
Relief pitcher stats are brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it as you look at Cain now, 2 1/3 innings, and he is out as the Red Sox knock him around to the tune of 5 runs and 6 hits. So Suarez is out of the bullpen. He was the man who made 6 starts in place of Cain when he was on the disabled list. Went 1-0 with a .413 earned run average. And it takes over for the starter very quickly. And once again, that has quieted the Giant fans. Hanley Ramirez, his second home run tonight. As Jackie Bradley stands in 0 for 1 with a tapper to short. Jackie started a double play last night in center field. 8-4-3, his 10 assists to lead all major league center fielders. He tried to hold up, but he went around, a swing and a miss. Travis Shaw, who hit a long home run his first time up, is on deck. 1 out in the 2-1. And popped him up, a twisting foul out of play. You go back to the start of 2014, Jackie has been part of 12 double plays. That leads all major league outfielders over that span. So right in that Gold Glove conversation, as you knew he would be. Here's the 2-2. That one pulled down the line. Onto the grass. Williamson cuts it off right at the track. Bradley heading for second base and standing up with a double.
Let's take a look at Hanley Ramirez's 2 home runs tonight, and you look at the location of the pitches. First of all, the one away that he goes to the opposite field. That was a mistake. It was supposed to be in. Now this is also a mistake. That was supposed to be away. It stays inside, and Hanley takes it to straightaway center field. So 2 mistakes by Cain, and Hanley jumps on both of them. One to the opposite field where it should go on that pitch. One to straightaway center where that pitch should go.
His 3rd and 4th career home runs against Cain. Travis Shaw hit number 11, a no-doubter in the 2nd inning. After going 0 for 3 last night, he has Jackie Bradley at second base and 1 gone. Red Sox ahead 5-0. And outside for a ball. Red Sox are trying to get to a season high 14 over 500. As Suarez delivers the 1-0, and a breaking ball sinks in there on the corner.
And no fastball yet to Travis Shaw. A changeup, then a breaking ball to start off against Shaw.
Sandy Leon on deck. Red Sox wearing their throwback 1975 uniforms here tonight. And high and tight for a ball. He's talking with Jim Rice, a Hall of Famer today, about the 75 team. And he was going position by position. You know, starting with Pudge behind the plate, talking about Carl Yastrzemski and Fred Lynn and, you know, himself and Dewey Evans and everybody else. And you're like, yeah, that was some ball club. That was
a pretty good team.
A juggernaut offensively. 2-1. Lashed foul. Nesson is proud to support the Men's Warehouse National Suit Drive in July. When you make a donation of gently used professional clothing at any Men's Warehouse location, you help men and women look their best as they re-enter the workforce. Learn more at nationalsuitdrive.com. 2-2 on Travis as Bradley digs out his lead at second. And popped him up into short left. Crawford out, coming on Pagan, and Pagan will make the one-handed catch for out number 2. So it'll be up to Sandy Leon to pick up this run from second base.
See, pointing to the sky right there was Pagan. Very tough to pick up the baseball. It's twilight right now at Fenway Park, and I'll tell you, if you take your eye off the baseball or lose it, very little chance you're going to pick it up again. And that's exactly what Pagan was telling Crawford after making that catch.
Leon 0 for 1. He was caught looking on a 3rd strike in the 2nd. So he's hitless in his last 6 at bats, and the way he's been swinging the bat, that's a slump. Down to 424. Brock Holt would follow, given the opportunity. Bradley at second with 2 away, and 2 more runs in. Hanley Ramirez has driven in 4 runs on a pair of homers. And that one driven. Left center, span back, turning down, and is off the wall. Bradley is in to score. It caroms to the warning track. Leon wants 3, and he's going to get 3. That is the first triple of his career. And the Red Sox are out in front 6-0.
Yeah, there's a slump breaker right there, Dave. You mentioned no hits in his last 6 at-bats, and he takes that changeup and wants to carry him. It comes off the wall. Completely fooled it on span. It rolls way to his right, and that's going to allow Sandy Leon to get into third base with the triple. That's a tough way to play off the wall because you're not sure it's going to hit the wall. It hits right at the bottom and then goes right by the center fielder. Kicks back the other way.
And sends up Brock Holt. Another big inning for the Red Sox. He's 1 for 1 with a base hit to run his hitting streak to 9 in a row. And Drew Pomeranz is saying, I like this. All this run support in his first start for the Red Sox at Fenway. A 6-0 lead. And Holt trying to add to that. And fouled off. Time now to see who's been driving the ball, presented by Toyo Tires. Brock Holt, 9 games this month. He's gotten hot again, up to .393 with 4 doubles, 2 homers. Toyo Tires is the official tire of the Boston Red Sox. Holt hitting .343 with men in scoring position. He has a man at third. 2 balls, 1 strike. Mookie Betts on deck. Red Sox, each of the last 2 innings have sent a lot of men to the plate. 8 men in the second, and 7 now here in the third. Two and 2 to count on Brock Holt. Brock with a home run last night, is 5th. That's a new career high for him. Ball has been flying here tonight for the Red Sox anyway. They have 6 runs and 8 hits already. And Holt will ask for time and get it. Sandy Leon 90 feet away. There are 2 down. And the 2-2. Line to left field down into the corner. That's going to take a bounce up into the wall. Another run is in. Brock Holt with another hit. 7-0 Boston. A double for Brock Holt. He's 2 for 2.
Now, what a difference Brock Holt makes in this Red Sox lineup. I mean, you put him in that 9 spot. It's like having a leadoff hitter in the 9 hole. He gets that. That's not that bad a pitch. I mean, it's elevated a little bit, but it's on the outside part of the plate. And Holt just lines it, tailing it away from the left field to down the left field line. So the 8 and 9 guys, Leon with the triple, Holt with the double. 2 more runs in.
And Mookie Betts, who is 1 for 2 with a single. Seven runs in already for the Sox. And a bullet to left field. It'll keep on going up against the green. Another run scoring. Holt churning in. Betts wants 2. He slides in with a double. 8-0, and the line keeps on moving.
This is pretty impressive what you're watching tonight, because you're seeing guys. I mean, you see Mookie Betts in his second at bat go take to the opposite field for a base hit. Now he gets a breaking ball on the outside part of the plate and hooks it. He's out on his front foot, but his hands stay back. That's the key. This is quite a show the Red Sox offense is putting on right now.
Hits in the inning by Bogarts, Ramirez, Bradley, Leon, Holt, and now Betts.
I mean, there has really been some good hitting in this inning. You're talking about guys, you know, hitting the ball where it's pitched. And if pitches in, they're pulling it. Pitches away, they're going to the opposite field. Pitches middle, they're going to center field. It's pretty impressive.
And so far, it is a 20-minute half inning of Red Sox hitting. For the Giants, it feels like about 2 hours. And the Sox in front 8-0. And Pedroia trying to make it 9-0. He has grounded to third and lined out sharply to Pena at third base. And he'll take ball one. So Pedroia becomes the 9th Red Sox hitter here in the 3rd. Betts ready to score. Yankees now in front of the Orioles 2-0 in the 4th. Long inning for Suarez out of the bullpen, and he deals a strike at 93 right at the knee. Extra base hits in the inning by Hanley Ramirez, a home run. Jackie Bradley a double. Leon with a triple. Holt with a double. Betts with a double. And the Red Sox have hit for the cycle in the inning. Little dribbler. Brown to scoop and fire, and he gets him, and that is finally out number 3. But the Red Sox bashing the baseball here in the 3rd as they pile up 5 more runs and now lead it 8-0.
Ace is a place with the helpful hardware, folks.
How far does this spray? Why would anybody want to tape their duck? How do you unglue?
There's nothing better than helping kids. That's why ACE supports Children's Miracle Network hospitals.
ACE is the place where you can help us help kids. While we're helping you, that's a lot of help.
This Saturday only, donate $5 to your local CMN hospital at your neighborhood ACE and get the 5-gallon bucket plus 20% off almost anything that fits inside.
The road to victory has no shortcuts. It is paved with trial and error, sweat and tears. When you push the limits of what is possible, victory will greet you at the finish line, no matter how you get there. BMW is a proud partner of the 2016 U.S. Olympic and Paralympic teams.
Take a test drive to support Team USA and help raise up to $1.5 million and beyond during BMW Drive for a Cause. Register today.
Not sure what brand tire to buy? Town Fair Tire has them all. Michelin, Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Pirelli, Toyo, Yokohama, Hankook, and more. No matter what size or brand, Town Fair Tire beats all the competition, even online prices. We'll also do a free front wheel alignment with any tire purchase. Name brand tires, the lowest prices, free alignment. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Being the dad of 5 young children can be exhausting. Thankfully, my all-new Chrysler Pacifica makes my life a little easier. And with stow and go seating, there's plenty of room for all the stuff. You're welcome. How's the vacuuming? Let's go. Let's go. Put it in there. Come on. Kids. Let's go. Daddy's exhausted.
Current owners or lessees of Honda or Toyota vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the 2017 Chrysler Pacifica for $229 a month.
Saturday, join TC and Garrett Austin supporting the 2016 Run to Home Base presented by New Balance. Money raised will help fund clinical care and counseling for veterans and their families. For more information on how to participate, visit runtohomebase.org. Well, Mr. Pomeranz just got welcomed big time to Fenway Park. He's got himself an 8-0 lead, Jerry.
Well, you know, I'm sure he's calmed down by now. He's got the first couple of innings under his belt, and he's got an 8 spot up there on his side.
Going to work against Posey here in the 4th inning. Buster Posey 0 for 1 with a fly to center. Red Sox just sent 9 men to hit, scoring 5 times on 6 hits. And it built an 8-0 lead over the San Francisco Giants, the team with the best record in baseball coming in. They certainly have some injuries. Hunter Pence is out. Joe Panik is out. But they're flat offensively, according to their manager, and they've shown that in this series. The Red Sox certainly have not been. As Posey lays off, and that's a ball. He is 6 for 14 lifetime against Pomeranz. Outstanding catcher. He's the DH tonight. He's caught 3 no-hitters in his career. And he'll take down low for a ball. Certainly not the way Pomeranz wanted to begin the inning. As he walks the leadoff man. Well, don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. TC and Steve Lyons will break it all down. You'll hear from Drew Pomeranz and from John Farrell. Whatever, whenever, wherever. Who but WB Mason?
You know, sometimes when you sit in the dugout, as long as Pomeranz did and watch his team put up 5 runs, you come out a little bit rusty. And the last thing he wanted to do with an 8-0 lead is walk that leadoff man. here in the 4th inning.
It was 26 minutes between the time he threw his last pitch. But he walks Posey nonetheless. And here's Crawford, who tore into a double in the 2nd inning. One of just 2 hits so far for San Francisco. Crawford grew up just outside San Francisco. His family very serious Giants fans. He was 9 months old when his dad took him to a Giants playoff game at Candlestick Park.
I hope he dressed him warm because that place was brutal.
Awful.
Oh.
Awful. Around the 5th inning every night. I did a lot of games there too, and that fog would start rolling in. It would drop about 20 degrees.
It was terrible.
The wind would kick up. Hot dog wrappers all around the ballpark. 1-1 chop foul. I'm sure he loved it. His family was season ticket holders and huge Giant fans, but with their new place is heaven. AT&T Park. Williamson on deck. One ball and 2 strikes on Crawford, who did homer 21 times last year. Floats this one. Here comes Jackie Bradley, but he has to pull up and play it on a bounce. It'll be a single, and Crawford is 2 for 2. So 1st and 2nd for San Francisco. Get expert emergency care without leaving the ballpark at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, the first aid station at Fenway, located behind Section 12 on the lower concourse. Visit bidmc.org. So Pomeranz with a shaky start to the 4th inning, a walk and a base hit. Now a guy who can do some damage if he runs into one. Williamson struck out in the 2nd inning. Nobody out in the 4th. 8-0 Boston. And a ball down and in. We talked about the baseball lines in the family for Pomeranz. His brother Drew, his older brother, was a professional as well, a pro pitcher. Pitched for 5 years in the St. Louis Cardinals system. He has now retired. And he had a great grandfather who did pitch in the majors back in the 1920s. Size is in the family. He's 6'6", 240. And a 2-0. That was a home run swing by Williamson as he came up empty on the cutter.
Yeah, he's sitting on a fastball. Didn't get it. Got the cut fastball instead that time, and no contact with the big swing. Trying to get 3 quick ones back on the board. There's the cut fastball. A little bit of a break right at the last minute. Or last second, I should say.
The 2-1 from the lefty, and he misses. 3 balls and a strike. So he is a little rusty here after the long sit. Here comes Bogarts over for a consultation.
And it's one of those conversations where you just kind of say, you know, make him hit the balls, let him swing the bat, let us make the plays behind you.
So it's Posey at second, Crawford at first. And Pomeranz looking for a ground ball right at somebody. 3-1. High fly ball. That's well hit. Racing back, Betts headed to the bullpen. It sails, and she is gone. A 3-run homer for Williamson. His 5th of the season. And the Giants get on the board, and it is now 8-3 Red Sox. One ugly start to the 4th inning for Drew Pomeranz.
Yeah, base on balls has started off a base hit, and then the home run right there, taking it into the Red Sox bullpen. Actually over the bullpen by a couple of rows.
So that ends the Red Sox pitching staff streak of 29 scoreless innings. Going back to that last game against Tampa Bay at the end of the first half, in there for a strike on Grant Green, who's 0 for 1. Nothing good ever comes of a leadoff walk.
No.
So San Francisco getting back in the game here, now down by 5. It breathes a little life into these Giant fans who have not had a whole lot to cheer about in this series. And that will be outside. 2 balls and a strike on Green.
Tries his curveball back to back and almost in the exact same spot, the second and third pitch away.
2-1. He's gone to 3 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, back to the cut fastball and try to get a strike. Can't get that pitch over right now.
Trevor Brown, another light hitter, hitting in the 240s, up next. But Williamson was only hitting 222 coming into the game. Is that one a slice foul? He just hit a bomb. We saw him homer in San Francisco against David Price to win that game. And that was the winning run in a 2-1 victory. Here's the 3-2 coming. And a rocket, but foul. That went up into the Coca-Cola section very quickly. A lot of Giant fans up there too.
Giant fans all up and down the third base line, upstairs, downstairs. They're everywhere.
A lunging looper, and that's going to drop down for a base hit. So Green is aboard, and the first 4 have reached here for San Francisco in the 4th inning, and that's going to bring a mound visit. Now, the Massachusetts Highway Safety Division would like to remind you there are too many fatal crashes caused by drivers under the influence. When you're out having fun, remember that driving buzzed or high is never an option. Take a taxi, Uber, or the T. What's your plan? So Willis out after walk, a single, a 3-run homer, and another base hit.
Yeah, right now Willis is trying to get Pomeranz back on the plan of the first 3 innings, where he put zeros on the board, but this inning has not gotten out yet.
Next man in will be the 8-hitter Trevor Brown, who struck out looking in the 2nd inning. San Francisco trying to fight back and snap a 4-game losing skid. Meanwhile, they've gone to the 5th inning at Yankee Stadium, and the Yankees still lead the Orioles 2-0. Toronto beat up on Arizona earlier today, 10-4. They started the afternoon a game and a half out. The Blue Jays did. There's a high fly ball into left field, headed for the very top of that sign, and it's a 2-run homer. That will make it 8-5 Boston. And suddenly it has gotten very cozy here.
Yeah, how quickly this has changed, and big time power this inning. Williamson going to the opposite field with a 3-run shot. Brown pulling the ball very deep to left field on a straight fastball that time, right over the heart of the plate.
And Drew Pomeranz is not fooling anybody. Another one smashed. And suddenly a 3-run game brings up Ramiro Pena, who's 0 for 1. And Span will be up after him.
And very quickly, Red Sox getting action down in the bullpen. Robbie Ross Jr.
Well, the Red Sox handed Pomeranz an 8-0 lead on a silver platter. And that one popped foul back out of play by Pena. When it started out by walking Posey, that was a bad sign. Putting the first man on after they gave him an 8-0 advantage. Dribbled toward third base, charging in Shaw. Man can't make the play. Pena's going to be out with a base hit.
Now when stuff starts to go bad, it's tough to stop the bleeding, and that time a little dribbler down the third base line, almost a swinging bunt. And the only option that Travis Shaw had was to go to the bare hand. He can't connect with it. And even if he does, I don't believe it was going to be an out at first base anyway.
Yeah, that'll be a base hit.
Very slow walk out to the mound by Sandy Leon, trying to get the Ross very quickly ready out in that bullpen.
So Pomeranz has allowed the first 6 men to reach base here in the 4th inning. His pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. It certainly doesn't feel like he's going to be in the game the requisite 5 innings as Ross is getting ready in a hurry. Here's denied Span. He has walked and struck out looking. Nobody out, and another base runner for the Giants here in the 4th.
Those throw to the first base too. Those are called from the dugout because what they're trying to do is give Robbie Ross time to get loose. May see another throw to first base.
In the inning for San Francisco, a 3-run homer and a 2-run homer to get back in it.
Got to see a cut fastball.
The Red Sox fans and Giants fans are going back and forth in waves. Sounds like a soccer match here. Shows bunt, drops it down. Leon will have to stick in his back pocket. Span with a base hit. And another base runner for San Francisco.
Now that's a good play by Span. Farrell wants to get him out of there right now. He's trying to find out if he's ready or not, and he is. And here comes John Farrell. But that's a good play by Denard Span. I mean, they got the Red Sox on the ropes right now. Keep the pressure on. Get another base runner. I mean, it's not a terrific bunt, but nobody expected it. And from, by the time Leon gets there, he's got no chance at all.
What a turn of events here. Pomeranz is out of the game. He does not get it out in the 4th inning. The first 7-man reach. And he is done for the night. The Red Sox with an 8-5 lead have to go to the bullpen. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Getting the mortgage you want can be a real challenge, but DCU makes the whole process easier. With smart advice, great interest rates, and low down payment options. Apply today at DCU.org.
With over 90 locations and over 400,000 tires, it's no wonder Town Fair sells Mastercraft tires for the guaranteed lowest price. We buy for less, so we sell for less. No matter what you drive, we've got your Mastercraft tires at the guaranteed lowest price. Remember, when you're looking for the lowest price on Mastercraft tires, go to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price. Because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
AA paper is a major league upgrade you can make for your everyday business printing. Made from 100% sustainable pulp and high-quality fibers that allow for a smooth surface and no-jam copying and printing. Order by 11:30 and get same-day delivery from who but WB Mason.
How do we make a great suit? We start with the finest Italian fabrics, designed with a canvas chest piece that molds perfectly to your body, and my signature soft shoulder for a more modern fit. Then it's built by the finest craftsmen in the world, right here in America. And now it's available at Men's Warehouse, because every man deserves to own a great suit. I'm Joseph Aboud. This is my signature suit, designed for Men's Warehouse.
When you add up every dollar DCU saves you on checking fees, car loans, student loans, credit cards, and home mortgages, it can turn into some serious money. It's not magic, it's DCU.
Doma's Dining Playbook every Saturday morning at 9 on NESN. Billy and Jenny take on a journey at the intersection of where sports and dining meet. Dining Playbook at NESN, driven by New England Chevy dealers. Red Sox looked like they were cruising, but Pomeranz falls apart. He does not get an out in this inning. 7 consecutive base runners. And on comes Ross, the left-hander, with runners at first and second, nobody out. And facing Pagan, who has gone 1 for 2 with a base hit, and he's also lined to first base, and it's in there for a strike. Ross coming in with an ERA of 4.31. He needed 2 pitches to get Green to bounce into a double play in the 7th inning last night. Coming on much earlier here tonight. Still just the 4th inning. Pena at second, Span after that bunt on at first base. And the 0-1 pitch to the number 2 hitter. Now that fell apart in the blink of an eye on Pomeranz, didn't it?
It certainly did, and it all started with a walk here in the 4th inning. You got the 8-0 lead and walked the leadoff man, and it was all downhill after that.
Walk, single, 3-run homer, base hit, 2-run homer, and then back-to-back singles. 2 strikes on Pagan. And lined up the middle, caught by Pedroia, back to second on time for a double play, but what a play as he stole one from Pagan.
Wow. I'll tell you, when that ball left the bat, I didn't think there was any chance at all that anybody was going to make a play on that. Looked like another base hit. Look at Pedroia. Notice how he's going back to his position, still able to regroup and go back and get that line drive. And almost gets a double play. Pagan can't believe it. He thought he had himself a base hit.
He's not alone.
The thing that impressed me about that for Pedroia is he was kind of moving to the opposite direction. He was holding the man on, moving back to his position, had to go back to his right to make the catch.
Belt unloading, looking for another 3-run homer in this inning. Pedroia with an outstanding move up the middle. Belt is the 9th Giant to bat here in the top of the 4th. They have scored 5 times in the inning. He thought about it, but he stayed away. He's in a deep slump right now.
I'll tell you what, if the Red Sox go on to win this game, and there is a long way to go, you may look back at that play right there, because if that ball goes into center field, it's another run. It's an 8-6 ball game. There's still nobody out in the inning.
1-1. High fly ball twisting into center. Bradley backing up. He has room to make the play. Pena will tag. He'll advance from second to third as the throw comes in, and that is out number 2. And now the man who started it all about to dig in, Buster Posey, who took the walk to lead off the inning by Pomeranz. Runners on the corners now for San Francisco. 8-5 Red Sox. And the Sox will have due up in the bottom of the 4th inning Bogarts, Ortiz, and Ramirez. It has turned into a slugfest. So Posey up for the 2nd time here in the 4th.
So Torey Lovullo giving signs to Sandy Leon, and now he's giving signs to the infielders in case there's a steal where he's going to throw the ball. And where he's going to throw the ball would be obviously through to second base if there was an attempted steal.
Posey, the designated hitter tonight for San Francisco for the 4th time this season. And Ross's first one is in there for a strike at 87. Sox with bullpen activity. Heath Hembree, and going to have to lean on the bullpen an awful lot tonight. Both sides will. Here's the 0-1. Moves him back with a fastball 94 miles an hour. Posey came into the series hitting .366 in his last 28 games. First and third for San Francisco, and 5 runs in. 2-1. Another manager, Bruce Bochy, was imploring them to wake up offensively here at Fenway Park. I think they've done it here in the 4th inning.
Now 5 runs to get back in the ball game. Certainly new life for the Giants in this one with plenty of game left.
Ross home with a 2-1 to Posey. Hard hit. Down for it. Bogarts crosses body and got the out at second base as Pedroia held the bag to finally retire the side. A gruesome inning, though, as the Giants are back in it. They score 5, 8-5 Red Sox.
The Ford Freedom Sales Event is on. Hurry in for our biggest event of the year. Now get a Ford F-Series with 0 for 60, giving you freedom from interest. Plus, for a limited time, get a 1,000 smart bonus on specially tagged pickups. America's best-selling trucks 39 years straight are built Ford tough. Now get 0 for 60 on Ford F-Series, plus specially tagged trucks get an additional 1,000 smart bonus cash, or choose up to 10,500 total savings.
Introducing a whole new way to win at Foxwoods. Fox Perks. Now, 1,000 times a day, one randomly chosen Foxwoods Rewards Club member wins an extra $500 to $500 cash or gift cards for meals, hotel rooms, shows, or other perks throughout the resort just for playing their favorite machine. So don't just sit there, sit here, where any minute of every day could be your minute to win. Fox Perks. It's a whole new way to win, and it's only at Foxwoods Resort Casino. The wonder of it all.
This is it. The Hyundai Summer Sales Event, where you can get a deal for the ages on a car or SUV that offers all the latest technology, and the warranty is America's best. It's go time.
Get the 2016 Tucson for an incredibly low $129 a month for 24 months.
It's good.
Yeah.
Vanilla?
French vanilla.
Hurry, this offer ends August 1st.
Would you like a faster and easier way to get to the shows and movies you want?
What service do you have at home?
Verizon. One on the right.
With the one on the left, you can talk directly into your remote control.
Find romantic comedies. Wow.
We're gonna need a bigger boat. Who do you think the service on the left is?
It's not Fios.
It's Apple TV? This is actually Xfinity X1 from Comcast.
I think we might switch.
Go to Xfinity.com/challenge to see how Fios stacks up, or get started for $89.99 a month for 12 months, plus upgrade for double the speed. Call 1-800-XFINITY or go online.
Time for the Geico Red Sox Moment, honoring the '86 Red Sox season. And in game number 92, the Red Sox would lose to the Athletics 5-2. Bruce Hurst took the defeat, and Dwight Evans accounted for the Red Sox offense with his 13th home run. Plenty of offense in this one tonight. Williamson with a big shot to bring them back in it, now 8-5. And Xander Bogaerts leading things off here in the last half of the fourth inning. So both teams have had a half inning where they have batted around. The Red Sox in the bottom of the third, the Giants in the top half of this inning.
Well, belt way off that line at first base for the Giants. Almost halfway to second base.
Xander 1 for 2 with a base hit. And he rockets that one down the line, but he will pull it foul.
Bogaerts out in front of the breaking ball that time and hooking it into the seats down that left field line. So far, the Red Sox have seen the fastball, the breaking ball, changeup from Suarez.
Ortiz on deck, and then Hanley Ramirez, who has belted 2 home runs tonight. The 1-2. Hard hit. Nice stab there by Pena, up and throwing. And it's bobbled. It's off the glove. It's going to roll into right field. And Xander Bogaerts is shaken up. And here comes John Farrell quickly out with a trainer. That one actually got him. That struck him.
Yeah, right in the side of the head, as you can see right there, right in the flap, the ear flap. And it stunned Bogaerts. He was actually heading towards second base in that direction and had to get back to first base before he was tagged, or he would have been out.
They're going to rule that a base hit for Xander Bogaerts, so he is on, but we'll see if he can continue.
There's the contact right there, and Bogaerts, watch him take a couple of steps toward the outfield, going in the opposite direction. And when you do that, you've got to get back to the bag. So Bogaerts, even though he's stunned, you can see him leaning towards second base. He's going to get back to that bag, because if he's tagged, he's going to be out.
Now they're running through, I'm sure, the concussion tests right now. Checking his responses there, see if he can hang in, as he got drilled. And he is going to continue. Tough way to get a base hit. But he's aboard here to begin the last half of the fourth inning in front of David Ortiz, who has walked and fly to center. 8-5 Red Sox in the last half of the fourth. Ortiz with a walk and a run. He was on in front of Hanley Ramirez when Hanley hit his first home run in the second inning. Ortiz with a 3-run homer of his own last night. That's ball one. That home run for David was his 100th hit of the season. Red Sox now have 4 guys who have at least 100 hits, along with Big Papi, Betts, Bogaerts, and Pedroia. They lead the majors with that many guys who have 100 hits. Suarez 1-0 pitch is tag foul. Next Tuesday is Bill Papi night at Fenway. The first 15,000 in attendance receive a Bill Papi kit courtesy of Coca-Cola. They'll turn fans into their favorite designated hitter. For tickets and more information, visit redsox.com/promos. Each of Ortiz's last 4 hits at Fenway Park have been home runs.
And an outfield very, very deep for the Giants, all the way around. Left field, center field, right field.
And the right-hander's 1-1. And a breaking ball bends too low. 2-1 on David Ortiz, hitting .326 with 23 homers, 75 driven in, and 58 extra base hits. Two-one pitch. He pops it foul out of play.
I see David's expression there, shaking his head. He'd like to have that pitch again. He got his pitch. He got a fastball right down the middle of the plate and fouled it off. And he knows he missed that one.
Ortiz, as of tonight, is now past Tony Gwynn for 97th place on the all-time scoring list. Nobody out. Xander Bogaerts on, and the Red Sox leading by 3. Felt like 10 minutes ago it was 8-0. And a 2-2. He checks his swing. They do appeal, and no swing, says Tim Timmons.
Now let's see here. 3-2 count. No guarantee that Ortiz is going to get a fastball on the 3-2 count.
3-2 on Ortiz. Suarez very deliberate here. The runner goes, and it's fouled back. What a cut there on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, he did get a fastball, but it was a good one. It was up and away from Ortiz, and that's a pitch that he's actually fortunate that he fouled off. See the bat speed, though, that Ortiz still has.
Every 40-year-old guy has that kind of bat. Every one of them. Ramirez on deck. Bogaerts was running on the last 3-2 pitch, so they throw over. Red Sox got 3 runs in the second inning, 5 in the third inning. It looked like they were in cruise control, but then Pomeranz came apart and gave up 5 runs.
Catcher doesn't know what he's going to throw right now. He thinks he's going to throw a fastball away.
Runner takes off, and a high pop foul lifted toward the stands down the left field line and out of play.
That was interesting because the catcher put down a sign. It looked like Suarez shook him off. He put down another sign, but then the pitcher started to pitch, so I'm not sure. Watch Brown. Puts down a sign, shakes that off, puts that down. He doesn't know what he's going to throw. He puts his hands up. He wanted to throw the fastball away.
It's pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
Not sure what's coming. Bogaerts was running again. Takes off once more. And a shattered bat, foul ball. A big end of that bat rolling out toward the second baseman, Green. Tumbling toward him. Big shard of wood.
And as soon as contact was made there, Belt, the first baseman, was heading in the other direction because the barrel of the bat was heading out in his direction.
So a new bat for Ortiz. 3-2. Pretty good battle here between David Ortiz and Albert Suarez, who had to relieve Cain in the 3rd inning. Bogaerts has taken off on the last few pitches. Running again. And a ground ball. Backing up now, Green. He'll throw across his body to get the out, and Bogaerts is safely down to second.
That's been quite a night for Hanley Ramirez so far tonight, defensively and offensively. Let's look at the defense first, as he's able to go to his right to make a play, and then to his left to save a run. And then the offense. Watch the mislocation of pitches. They want the fastball in. It's away. Hanley takes it to the opposite field. Now they want the fastball away. In his next at bat, it stays in, and Hanley goes to straightaway center field. Big night for Ramirez so far.
2-run homer in the second, 2-run homer in the third. And now another man in scoring position for him at second base. And one away. Red Sox leading it 8-5 here in the 4th. It's turned into a wild one at Fenway. And Suarez in no hurry. Hanley up to 284. And down to double figures in home runs. Jackie Bradley on deck. And a right-hander who's taken all night out there steps off the rubber.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I mean, Bogaerts doesn't have an exceptionally big lead, and he's being held on by Grant Green, the second baseman. It's almost like he's unclear what he wants to throw to Hanley.
One man out, and finally he picks out a sign and buries it for ball 1. Both starters out of the game. Cain lasted 2 1/3. Pomeranz did not get an out in the 4th inning and coughed up 5 runs and 8 hits after being handed an 8-0 lead in his Red Sox debut. Suarez with another long look in. Chop foul off third base. And so it's a ball and a strike on Ramirez. Entire civilizations have risen and fallen in the time it takes Suarez to deliver a pitch.
He is very, very deliberate out there, to say the least.
And again takes a sign, and the 1-1. And he drills him. So Ramirez, who has hit a pair of home runs, probably feeling like there was absolute intent there. Now the warnings by the home plate umpire to both dugouts. That'll put runners at first and second with 1 away.
Hanley having a few words too for Suarez as he walks out to first base. The warnings are given out, and John Farrell saying, why are we getting warned? Right off the elbow padding. Now we'll watch Hanley look right back out at the mound and continues to stare out there as he walks down to first base. I don't know if he says anything or not. I'll get you back. Looked like he said, I'll get you back, right?
I think so. So this has taken on a tone.
Yeah, this has been some night.
Looked like a walk in the park when the Sox went out in front 8-0. Giants came storming back to get 5, and now some added drama. Well, the Red Sox with a chance indeed to make Suarez pay here. Jackie Bradley next, with runners on first and second base. He has doubled and scored. He's also grounded out to short. And the ball has been flying here. Total of 19 hits for the two clubs combined.
It's almost automatic now, isn't it, that every time one team is warned, the other team is automatically warned too. They warn both dugouts.
I'm not a big fan of that.
I'm not either.
Inside for a ball. Your guy may want to throw inside if he hits somebody accidentally, and this certainly looked like a purpose pitch.
It did. It did.
But if your guy wants to throw inside, he happens to hit somebody, he's going to be automatically ejected.
Exactly.
The 1-0 to Jackie. That'll be in for a strike. They're going to get the left-hander Javier Lopez going in the bullpen for San Francisco. We are going to see a lot of bullpen guys tonight before this one is done. It's only the bottom of the 4th. And a 1-1 top back to the hill. Suarez fires and got the out as Crawford held the bag to retire Hanley. Bogart's down to third base. And Jackie Bradley becomes a runner at first base.
Right now the Red Sox are checking that on replay to see if there was contact with the bag, and apparently there was. So Hanley's going to make his way off the field. Suarez spinning going to second base. And yes, the foot was on the bag when he made the catch.
2 down. Travis Shaw to step in. He has ripped a home run. He's also flied out to left. Red Sox ahead by 3. And Shaw trying to add to his RBI total, which right now sits at 51. And Suarez delivers for ball 1. Hanley Ramirez probably steaming a little bit. 2 home runs and then they drill him.
Yeah, making sure right now the elbow's okay, and apparently it is.
Just off the outside edge. And a count 2-0 as he went with a changeup.
And that's a case again now where Travis Shaw can look in his zone, and his zone is down in the strike zone, middle in. If he doesn't get that pitch, you don't need to swing.
Bogarts and Bradley on. And a 2-0 pitch from Suarez. He pops it up behind third, drifting out there, racing out Pena, sliding. Oh, what a play! Sensational play by Ramiro Pena with his back to home plate. Boy, we have seen some defense as well in this one. In the webbing to haul that in. That saves a run. 8-5 Red Sox.
Keep on track with Dunkin' Donuts fruit smoothies, made with low-fat yogurt and real fruit, blended into feel-good flavors like new wild berry. America runs on Dunkin'.
This summer, zero in on a Nissan. Save big with 0% for up to 72 months on Altima and Rogue, and no payments for 90 days. Plus, get $500 bonus cash or zero in on a low $179 per month lease on Rogue. Hurry!